So the Thursday calls are a little bit different than the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday calls. So the theme for Thursday is 100% about recruiting and field training. So recruiting call is the theme for Thursdays. Okay. So we're going to talk today about recruiting at a high level out in the field. The 7 reasons why people want to work here. We're going to talk about the 7 needs in recruiting. We're going to talk about how to set up a career spotlight with somebody. Like once you meet a super sharp person out in the field, or you're talking to your best friend, whoever it is, how to actually set them up with a spotlight the right way. And then we're going to talk about how to edify your leader, your field director, your market, regional, your agency owner. So if you meet a really, really sharp person, you're like, man, this person would absolutely demolish this, would knock the doors off, just completely crush his career. And they kind of intimidate you, how to edify your agency owner or your market director so you can have a 3-way text in between the 3 of you guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that the right way. So first, we're going to talk about why people want to come here in the first place, right? So this is a recruiting call. So just why you guys came here in the first place, why you probably came here from your prior career, right? So number one is the culture. Okay, number one reason why people come here is definitely the culture. It's so cool just to be part of a group that's very electric, where everybody wants to help each other and just help each person do well. You can earn stock here in personal sales or by building an agency. And we attract people who want to get ahead in life and not just get by. In our culture, our core values, we find people who are driven with an abundance mindset and realize that records are always made to be broken. People who are resilient, tough skin, determined, realizing that nothing in life that's worth it comes easily. We recruit people for a culture that's dedicated to their dreams and passions and goals that they have for themselves. The culture of generous with their time, their money, and to know that the more you pour into something, the more there is. The more you give, the more there is. The grass is greener where you water it mentality. And just having an overall giving mindset to everything in life, not just business stuff, but also personal life as well. And giving without expecting anything in return. And these are the kind of people that we're fortunate enough to work with. All about growth mindset. So think about the core values. I know most of you guys watched that core values video when you guys were hired. Our core values for our Schneider agency is, all about drive. You have to be driven. You have to have a growth mindset. You got to have a great attitude. You got to have gratitude. And you got to be passionate about what you're doing. So those are the values that I really look for whenever we hand select somebody to join our agency. So it's cool. And you guys will see, for those of you guys who earn the Dallas trip, you will see, 1 to 2,000 people who are exactly that. You're like, oh my gosh, I've never been around so many positive people in one setting. This is awesome. I never want to miss a trip ever again. And it's cool. Just keep winning those trips and you'll be here for a very, very, very long time. And just get excited, guys, because we're announcing the trip of the year starts on Monday. So just get excited about that. We got to really vamp up and get the momentum going right now, because we have the trip. It's actually going to be literally the best trip that I've ever been on since I've been here at Family Heritage. So just get very excited. Mouth is watering for this trip and sim that we have coming up. Starts on Monday. So we got to really hit the pedal to the metal right now. So get excited about that. Number 2 reason, though, why people want to come here is the impact. Number 2 need in recruiting is the impact. I've had a lot of interviews with people lately who their job lately has been doing DoorDash. And it's funny whenever I'm running these interviews and you're like, hey, do you see yourself doing that for the next 25 years until you retire? And what do you think they say? Definitely not, right? It seems like that's a big part of our society. People have been doing DoorDash looking for a better opportunity. Okay. And it's crazy. The impact that we have here is insane. I know I put this on our Voxer chat yesterday. A lady I protected back in 2018 when I was going B2B in Lincolnton, North Carolina. I got her on the elite accident single mom policy for her and her son. She bought it for her son. And about 2 months after she bought it, she broke her wrist. paid her $5,600. And then yesterday I got a call from her. It was at the end of the day. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I almost cried whenever I was in the parking lot in our office, because I was like, holy smokes, like this is crazy. I remember sitting down, I still got a picture with me and her the day that she signed up. She had a four-wheeler land on her, broke her back, and she's young. She's probably like in her mid-30s, broke her hip. She lost her kidney because she got punctured by the four-wheeler, and she lost a lot of her intestines. It was bad. She's going to be in the hospital for about 3 weeks. And she's already been in there for a few days. And it's going to be a pretty serious claim. But just know that we make an impact on people, guys, that sometimes they'll use it right away, but sometimes they'll use it 5 years from now. And we legitimately do a real thing here. And we all heard about what happened with Brandy Graham's customer the other day. Super sad. But Brandy did exactly what she said she's going to do. She followed up with that client, and she is going to make an impact, not just on that client, but the entire community, because she got them protected and was persistent enough to follow up with them when they got into a bad spot and they had to unfortunately drop their coverage. She went back because she's got a heart of service and got them reinstated back into the policy because she has that sense of urgency. She knows why people need this, and they got it. And unfortunately, a tragic accident happens to their family. But guys, we make an impact that you can't even see right now. If you've been here, I remember my first year, I was really just selling insurance. But really in year 2, year 3, I was seeing the people that I sold my first year use the coverage. I was like, man, this is a lot more than just protecting families with cancer insurance or an accident insurance. It's a lot more. You save people's livelihoods, their retirement, and they will remember you for the rest of their life. So what you do is very, very, very powerful. It is it's hard to explain it, but the longer you hear, the more that you see it. And worst case scenario, you're just knowing that most people are very bad at saving money. So worst case scenario, you're giving somebody an incredible savings account for their future. Some people, this will be the only retirement that they have for themselves. Some people are so bad at saving money, this is the only savings that they have. So feel good about that. Number 3 reason why people come here is the schedule. The schedule, and it's called earned flexibility, not unearned flexibility. Because in corporate America, most people get about 2 weeks of vacation. That's what my wife gets on her job as a nurse. The good news here, you create that. If you want more, work for it. Now here, I will talk about the schedule. It's called earned flexibility. So if you see agents here that's been here for a while, you can see that they have a lot of freedom and flexible because they've earned it. But I promise you, probably in the first 6 months to a year, they were working a very consistent schedule where I'll just use kind of CJ Clark as an example. CJ was he never started after 9 o'clock his first year, and he never stopped before 5. He was very schedule regimented. And now he has earned the flexibility that if he wants to take his brand new camper, his brand new truck down to Florida for a week, he's earned that, right? He's earned that flexibility. And it's really cool when you can plan a trip like what Jim Kanosh did last year to go out to Breckenridge, Colorado, Vail, and a bunch of other cool places. But he worked really hard for about 6 weeks leading up to that trip. He told me about 6 weeks in advance. And you could put that in your schedule like, hey man, I'm gonna be out of town for about 7 to 8 days, but I'm gonna really grind it out hard right now so I can have a super time in Colorado, right? Just being able to plan those trips and work really hard towards them. That's called earned flexibility. So if you have a vacation coming up, I know I have a big vacation coming up in July for our honeymoon. So I'm working really hard up until we go so I can earn that trip. And you get to plan your schedule here. I don't plan your schedule. You get to plan your schedule every single week. Okay. Number four need in recruiting is a lot of people are currently stuck at their current position. In corporate America, a lot of people are stuck. I use one of my best friends as an example. He works at a law firm. Okay. Way smarter than me. Okay. But he's been stuck. His income has been stuck for several years now. And he does he does pretty well, but he stays stuck. Doesn't matter how many hours he works, 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week, his income will not grow unless he becomes a partner in the law firm, which may take 10 or 15 years until the guy above him retires or passes away. So he will not be making any more money until something above him happens. It is out of his control. And most corporate America is in that same situation where they are not in control of how high they go up the career track. Well, here, you are in control of everything. That's why there's people that go from sales professional to field director to market to regional within a year or two because they are in control and they're savages and they really want to grow extremely fast. Okay. Number five need in recruiting here is the travel, just all the cool places that you get to go to just by doing your job here. We already have 3 awesome trips per year. Jamaica, Bahamas, Punta Cana, Mexico, probably 15 times since I've been here. It's just awesome. Been to Vegas, LA, San Diego, and not just staying at a casual resort, but we stay at, 4.5 and 5-star resorts at these places, all inclusive, and they're free. A lot of times when we go on vacations, we don't want to stay at the nicest place because it's very expensive on our own dime. But when we go with the company and they pay for it, it's awesome because you get to stay at the nicest resort and you don't have to pay for it. You just show up and have fun, have a great attitude. And you're with hundreds or thousands of other people that are also fun and have a great attitude. It's amazing. And a lot of people work here long term because they love those trips. They work for the next trip. They're excited. I know the Dallas trip is going to be absolutely insane here in about 3 weeks. It's going to be the best mid-year meeting that we've ever had. More people is going to be there than there's ever been because our Globe Life has grown so much in the last couple of years, which is awesome. Last year was fun. This year is going to be even better. Just the traveling, and not just traveling for corporate trips, but your own trips. Being able to go to places that you probably could not go to if it wasn't for this career. Several of you guys have taken trips that you probably couldn't do if you stayed at the job that you were at prior to this. Okay. And number 6 is just the stock. The cool thing is the stock here, you can choose whatever you want to do with it. I just recommend just letting it grow over time, but you're in control over your own stock. How much you earn is up to you. And you can earn stock through sales or growing an agency. But for the most part, stock in Globe Life has grown every single year that I've been here. Okay. I look at it from 2013 when I first started. Holy smokes, has it gone up a lot. Okay. And the last one, this is the big one. Number 7 is the residual income. This is really what separates us. There's a million ways to make $1 million in the sales world. But this is what really separates us from every other type of business, real estate, pharmaceutical sales, whatever it is, software sales, and it's residual income, true renewal income, generational wealth. And you'll be thanking your lucky stars 10 years, 15, 20 years from now that you chose this career. Because if you're going to work hard, we only get one life. If you're going to work really hard in this life, and if you're going to work really hard in sales, which is a grind to generate clients, generate new business, reservicing, it seems really silly to do all that hard work to only get paid one time on a sale. But here, you can build a book of business that stays with you for the rest of your life. And then you can move on. You can retire. And you'll just be getting paid on the 15th of every single month for the rest of your life. And it creates a lot of your dreams about your retirement, the cool things that you've always wanted to do, a lot of flexibility, and a lot of peace of mind for you, your kids, and your grandkids. So guys, those are the 7 needs in recruiting right there. That's the main part of what we're talking about today, because you got to know why you're doing what you're doing, why you came here in the first place, and why, if you meet a sharp person, why they may be interested in coming here in the first place. Because we are definitely, there's a lot more people that need what we do than we have agents that can protect them. Yes, we're growing fast, but we can grow a lot faster. Okay, so let's transition real quick. We're going to talk really fast about how to actually sell a career spotlight to somebody, how to actually get somebody to watch the career spotlight, because it is a sale. You transfer a feeling and emotions. They will watch a spotlight if you sell it to them good enough, why they should do it. If you just say, hey, just send out a link, and if you like it, great. If not, it's no big deal. you know, they're 90% of people aren't going to even watch the video, nevertheless past the first 2 minutes. So you really got to sell it to them and you know, put it on a platter and make it seem like it's going to be, you know, worth their time, right? So we're just going to walk through that for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to talk about how to edify your manager if it's a super sharp candidate that you feel like they need to talk to set up a spotlight. Okay, so first part, um, we're just going to talk through if, let's say that you're meeting somebody in the field. We've talked about this in prior calls, but here are a couple questions that you can ask people to get them thinking about their current situation. Okay, so I always like to ask, what do you like the most about what you're currently doing? So I like to recruit people that are really good at what they do. Some people that like, man, like they're not looking right now, but because they love what they do. Because the thing is, if they love what they do, imagine how much they're going to love what we do. I don't really look for people that hate their job. Like, oh, I hate my job. I don't like this, that. Those kind of people, I don't really recruit those people. Why? Because if I recruit them, they're going to be negative Nancy's over here as well, right? I like people that are very excited about what they currently do right now. Because think about, they're excited about working there, they're going to be even more excited probably about working here, because I guarantee you our opportunity is probably theirs times 10. Okay, so here's just a couple things here. What do you currently like about what you're currently doing right now? That's just a great opening question. If you were to say change your career, if you were to say leave your career, what is missing currently that would make you happy? You know, what is currently missing that will make you happy? If you were to change your career, like what's currently missing that will make you happy? Or another way to ask that, you know, what's missing from your current career that you would want to have? And this is something you can ask anybody. You can ask this to your best friend. You can ask this to the sharpest person you meet today out in the field. Okay. And then once you get done asking those two questions, make sure that you're listening to what they say. Because when you ask them, if you were to change your career, what's missing currently that would make you happy? You want to listen to what they say and put that in your memory bank, because you're gonna use that information for down the road. So then you say this. So Brad, I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a quick overview of what we do, and if it sounds good, I'll set you up with a career spotlight. Sound good? Yeah, so I'm going to give you a quick overview of what we do. If it sounds good, I'll set you up with the first interview. I'll set you up with a career spotlight. Sound good? Right. And then you do your elevator pitch. Then you do your quick elevator pitch. I'll give you guys my very quick elevator pitch. I talk, so we're with, Globe Life Family Heritage, #1 supplemental insurance company there is. We're actually the official supplemental and life insurance company for Dallas Cowboys, Texas Rangers. Our baseball stadium is called the Globe Life Field. It's been around for a very long time. We do very well. But what we do is very unique. We protect families financially if they get sick or hurt. So they go through like a devastating illness like cancer, or like a heart condition or an accident or any other critical illness. We pay cash, tax-free, directly to the families. And they can use that money for anything. They can use it for their cell phone, mortgage, car payment, anything that they want to use it for. What's really unique is that if the client stays healthy, they actually get all their money back. So it's great coverage, but also savings for their future. But what I really look for, like what we look for in our company, is somebody who's super driven, who really loves helping people. Somebody who's got a very big passion for helping others in their community. And also somebody who wants to grow within a company and who also wants to get paid what they're worth. So now this is a little bit different, Dustin, than what you're doing prior, but does that sound like a good fit for you so far? Okay. And if they say, yeah, perfect, cool. So then I'll set you up with the career spotlight. And then this is exactly how you set up that career spotlight. So Dustin, I'm going to go ahead and set you up with the first part of our interview process, which is called a career spotlight. It's just a video that explains who we are, what we do, and what we're looking for. My manager, Kyle, is actually the one that will run you through it. And you will see a bunch of other people that we work with on our team and around the area. It's about 40 minutes long. And when you get done with it, if you want to be considered for a position, just fill out the application questionnaire at the end. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and email this over to you and text it to you so you can have it on your phone and email. It's always better to watch it on your computer because it's a bigger screen, but I'll send it to your phone as well. So what's your email? Boom. Get their email address, send it over, text it to them. Awesome. Now, this is a time sensitive. You can watch this anytime, Dustin, but I do have to set you up with a certain time slot. And guys, I'll be honest, this is the one thing that we do have to do. We have to set it up with them on a time slot as if it's like an actual interview, because what happens is if you just say, hey, watch it whenever, They never end up watching it. Just like if your teacher gave you a homework assignment, hey guys, here's a homework assignment, but there's no due date, just do it whenever. I promise you, you're never going to do that homework assignment, right? Like we've all been there, right? But if she says, hey guys, you got a homework assignment is due on Friday by 8 a.m. Well, guess what? You're going to do your homework assignment. So this is the exact same thought. So we have to tell them a specific time because we're human beings. Like we have to have times for everything, or else we're just never going to do anything, right? So hey, so you can watch it, and this is how I say it: you can watch this anytime. I give them a couple options. You can watch it tomorrow, you can watch it tonight, or you can watch it right now. If you got 45 minutes right now, what time would work good for you? A choice of a couple good positives. You could watch it tomorrow, you could watch it tonight, or if you have time right now, you could literally watch it right now. We're open. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm free right now. That's what I get a lot. I usually get I'm free right now, or I'm free tonight. Sometimes I get I'm free tomorrow. And then if they say I'm free tonight, okay, cool. What time? What time exactly tonight? What time exactly tomorrow would work good for you? 9 o'clock? Okay, perfect. Awesome. So I'm going to shoot you an email right now with 9 o'clock. Okay, this is your first official interview. It's going to be, like I said, a video you're going to watch. Make sure you're in a quiet setting. Take very good notes. It's super detailed. You're going to love my boss, Van, Kyle. They're awesome. They've been doing this for a very long time. You're going to love the team. And just make sure once you get done watching that video, if you want to be considered for a position, to fill out the application at the end. So that's very good language. Make sure if you want to be considered for a position to fill out that application questionnaire at the end. And then they'll take it from there. They'll be doing one-on-one interviews with those candidates going forward. So that's the right way to set up a career spotlight with somebody, guys. It's super simple. You do got to have your sales talk, just like anything. Like if I didn't have a sales talk to sell insurance, I would have never sold insurance. Like I would not know what to say whenever I walk into a business. The same thing when you recruit and send out spotlights. I got a script. I stick to the script. It works. Yeah. Have I personalized it a little bit? For sure. I definitely have some stories I throw in there, just like we do with their sales talk, but you definitely got to stick to the script. It's pretty much been the same script I've done for the last several years. Right. So, and just making sure you commit them to a certain time slot. And the last thing, well, first I'm going to pause there. Are there any questions or comments on that?
I just think it's really important. You get a lot when you set them a specific time to watch it. What I do is I say, okay, so I'm setting you to watch this at 6 o'clock. I'm going to follow up with you about 8 o'clock or so. Give them a little bit of time to see what you thought, and then that kind of holds them a little bit more accountable to doing what you've asked them to do. Is because you got a set time. Now I'm going to follow up so we can move forward on the next steps for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Brandon. Yep. Awesome. So guys, this last part will take probably 2 minutes. Wait, who was that? Somebody had a question?
Yeah, I was going to say something, Kyle. One of the biggest things that's helped me recruit people in the field is just being enthusiastic about what we actually do. Like if you actually enjoy this job, it's going to reflect off of you. People can't help but feel that. You ain't got to sell them on the job. You ain't really got to tell them how great the job is if they see it on you.
That's right. And great example, guys. That's why Ramey's had 4 recruits, personal recruits of his, that's already started here. And he's got number 5 in the cooker, who'll be starting here very soon because he loves what he does. He's very passionate. Just like we all have the same sales talk when we walk into a business, but the difference between a top producer and an average, the top producers, like they're excited. Like you see them nod their head. They're like, pretty excited, upbeat personality. Like they're engaging with Mr. and Mrs. Jones. They're standing up tall, like your passion, enthusiasm rubs off on the person that you're talking to. So thank you, Rainbow, for sharing that. Let's go to the last part of just how to edify your agency owner or field director, the person that you are going to 3-way text. So let's say you made an absolute stud, like somebody who really intimidates you, that you feel like they would be better than you at this. Like you're, oh my God, this person's better than me. I'm nervous to talk to them about it. So this is a great way that you can edify your agency owner or your next in line, so we can set them up for a career spotlight. Okay. Do this all the time. So this is the great way. I'm just going to use, let's say that you're on CJ's team. Okay. Let's say you're under CJ. This is a great thing that you can say about CJ. I'm sure you guys could all have your own story about your own leader. Hey, so actually you're going to get a call from CJ Clark. He's awesome. He came here when he was 24 years old. Before this, he was delivering beer at Empire, working 60 hours a week and, making less than 40 grand a year, working his butt off. And he definitely didn't want to do that till he was 65 years old. He came here with zero sales experience, and he protected over 210 families his very first year and had a team all in his first year and made over six figures. Now he's in his third year in the business doing big things. He's going places. He's the top producer. He's got a monster team that's growing like a beanstalk, and he's the ultimate leader from the front. And he's just an awesome guy. He's awesome. He's got, great dad, great family, just bought himself a new camper, a new truck. Very nice, very genuine. Well, anyways, he's a very busy guy, and he's actually going to be the one who's going to reach out to you to schedule your first interview. Sound good? So I'm going to go ahead and just text him and include you in the text. It's going to be a three-way text message between all of us, just so you can have his information. And then he's going to reach out to you and set you up with the first part of the career spotlight. Sound good? Boom. So guys, you can say that about your leader, Brad, Todd, me. Just have a couple things, nice things to say about them, and just use it and edify them. That way, when CJ calls a person, they're like, oh my gosh, they think it's like this is a big deal. This guy's really high up. He does really well in the company. Okay, that does make a big difference. Okay, very big difference. So edification is huge, not just in recruiting, but also in sales. Okay, just like when we sit down with a gatekeeper and we want to sit down with the head CEO, the head boss, we have to tell them to edify us. Like, hey, I know he's super busy. I'm busy too. I work with tons of businesses out here. My time is valuable. All I'm asking for is 5 minutes of his time. And if you could just real quick just tell him, like, the presentation I just gave you, you can tell him he doesn't have to buy it at all, but just to listen to it, and that is really good. So if you could just edify me and our product a little bit and just say that you thought it was a really good product, that he should take a look at it, then the chance of you sitting down with that CEO or that manager when he's in goes up by 10. Okay, but if you just give the gatekeeper a card, like, yeah, tell him to call me whenever he can, he's never going to call you, right? So edification, guys, is important, not just in recruiting, but also in sales. Okay, if you're talking to a cash register person, you want to talk to the manager, you got to edify yourself before they go back and get the manager. Like, hey, this like really cool guy's at the front that wants to talk to you. He's doing a great thing out here. But there's like, oh yeah, there's one random guy, this insurance guy just wants to talk to you. You got to edify yourself constantly in this career. That way, when you talk to somebody for the first time, they're excited to talk to you. So edification, guys, is a powerful tool, not just in recruiting, but also in sales too. So it's a skill that you have to really get better at. And just the only way to get better at something is by doing it over and over and over and over again, just like everything else, right? All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for today. We had a monster session.